Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video it's going to be my Air Tycoon 4 series. Now in this episode we got done quite a lot, but more than last episode, not really more than last episode, like a little bit more. I essentially got more hubs done. Last episode I started Monterrey and then I finished off some other hub which I completely forgot what it was. Oh yeah, Indianapolis. Yeah, I haven't been to Air Tycoon 4 in about a week, so I'm just trying to catch up mentally. What we did was we finished off Monterrey, we also finished off Pittsburgh in this episode, and we also started off Tucson as well. I always say we for some reason, it's me. I'm the only one that's doing this episode. But what happened in Monterrey was that because it was only a level 2 airport, it only had 400 slots, and when I was nearly finished doing it from last episode, in this time lapse, because I did a few routes last episode, as you saw, and then just tried to finish it off. Then it complained that it didn't have enough slots, and then I had to wait for that to upgrade. And while it was doing it, I started off Pittsburgh, so I said that I was going to be doing Pittsburgh after I set up a few routes in Pittsburgh. Then Monterrey was upgrading, I was able to finish all the routes from there, and then I did almost all of Pittsburgh. And then the same thing happened again in Pittsburgh. It was only a level 2 airport, so it ran out of slots really quickly, and then I had to go from Tucson while I waited for that to upgrade, and then it upgraded in the live action bit of the video, and I just put a few routes in. So as well as this, a big thing happened. The A330neo came out, and the A330neo actually came out in the first turn that I went through in the time lapse. So literally, I just went through the month, and then A330neo came out, and I was thinking it was going to come out, and I was like, oh, look at it, it's going to come out this turn, and then look what happened. So, I'm actually doing the long haul routes today. Unlike what I said last episode, I'm actually going to be doing the routes today, just because they didn't really make sense the way that I've done it, but you'll see why later on in the episode, why I decided to do the A330neos this episode. So this is going to be my last time for quite a while that I'm going to be setting up short haul routes. I'll still continue replacing the 737, so as I've said, but for now I just want to get A330neo just for now, and then do the first few routes and just get them all started, and then when I've got more money coming in, then I'll start replacing more 737s. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, they're 10 years old and they can last for up to 10 years, so it's fine if they do go over by a little bit amount, and yeah, they are older than 10 years old, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, so yeah, watch me put all of these routes in, and then we can start doing some long haul routes later on in the episode. So once again, there's quite a few routes put in and some more hubs set up. So yeah, we got quite a few routes done. As I probably explained in the time lapse, I had to go from quite a few hubs, not because I finished the places off, but because I was restricted by the amount of slots that were there. For a start, in Monterrey, this happened, so I couldn't actually... Oh god, it's lagging. Yeah, in Monterrey, that was restricted, so I couldn't do all of the routes from there. And then I went to Pittsburgh and tried to do all the routes from there, and now Pittsburgh is restricted. So I've had to go from Tucson, if I can just find it. I've kind of got to the stage with Tucson that I did with Monterrey at the end of last episode, so as you can see, I've done only a few routes from Tucson, but I will eventually get around to doing all of them. But that will not be the focus of the rest of the episode, because we are now getting the A330neo. It came out literally the next turn into the episode. So if I went one further turn last episode, then it would have come out, but yeah, we are actually going to be setting up routes with it today, because it's going to be different to what we did from last episode. Yeah, we are actually going to be setting up routes with it this episode. Also, it's just reminded me, there's a lot of fireworks going on outside right now. I'm basically recording this sort of near Halloween and bonfire night time, so that will show you how long it takes for me to finish the rest of the series off. Like, if you do hear them, if you just hear some banging in the background, it's most likely those fireworks, or it's something else, I don't know. Yeah, we also have, as you can see, we are getting quite close to passing the halfway point of replacing all of our A320neos and all of our 737s with A320neos. Or in fact, no, that's not really the halfway point, because I've set up a bunch of routes as well with it. But as you can see, we're nearly at 50-50 between the amount of 737s and A320neos that we have. But as I said, that will gradually get smaller and smaller gradually. But it won't be replaced for a while. We've got 14 ordered. I managed to order 18. I managed to order 8 in one term. I don't know why I said 18. Yeah, that was in after December, and we are now making 714 million was our top profit. So I am actually getting very near to like the best profit which I've ever had. The record profit, the highest profit I ever had was 754 million, and that was in August in Norwich Airways, I think. I don't quite know, but yeah, that was with short-haul routes and long-haul routes and hubs all over the world. This was literally just the US market with 737s and A320neos, and the market is so covered that you can not see half of the land anymore, apart from that corner down there and around Mexico. And what is this map doing? In fact, I reckon there's some whistling fireworks out there right now. So yeah, in fact, we'll have to go through the term, because yeah, we don't have any money to actually order any of these planes. So I haven't actually checked what the A330-800neo is, or 474 routes. Haven't checked how much money it is, and I'm pretty sure I've never used it before, so it'll be very interesting to see how we do with it. Finally, Pittsburgh, son. I was wondering how long that was going to take. Oh, there we go, 8 A320neos. For me to just show you. I've realised that I'm going to have to set up routes with these before I can actually do these A330neo routes. I'm guessing this episode is going to be quite long because of this, so I'll try and edit this down as much as possible, but I don't know. I'll just get a few put in, but yeah, we don't need absolutely loads. I just want to show you how it's going to work, and then just give you an example of how it's going to work. That's all I really need to do. Then next episode, we can carry on like doing that kind of method, if you know what I mean. So if we just sell that like so, there we go, get the money off of that, and now we have 533 million, so that should be enough for 2 or 3, I should think. So we now have 6 A320neos. You know what, let's try and finish off Pittsburgh, because as you can see, I have barely done any, well, not barely done any, but sort of done like half the routes from there, because haven't actually managed to finish it off properly because of the restricted slots. So it's only a 400 size airport, 400 slot size. So what was that? That's like level 2, I think. Yeah, level 2, because it's upgraded to level 3 now. How far is the route to Miami? Oh, it's going to be a 20 route. Nice. Didn't have any throughout our time lapse, but yeah, we're going to have it now. Houston, why not? We'll go to Houston, Dallas, and Mexico City, just to fill in all of the routes down there. If you didn't know, I was actually, I was going from, like, I go to Atlanta, New York, and Los Angeles first. If I haven't gone to Los Angeles already, I just went to those because those were all the 500 airports. Then I went to all the 400 airports, so San Francisco, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Orlando, Didn't check the route miles. No, that was only 19 anyway. Yeah, I like went to all the 400 places, so Orlando, Miami, Washington, Toronto, San Francisco, Las Vegas, all of those. Then I just went to the 300 places, and I just gradually worked my way down from there. So I haven't been going to Houston and places like that. Oh, that was only 18. Oh well. But in fact, no, that's full price. What I know about, because Pittsburgh is over 200 on both, and so is Houston. I need magazine to get that up full there. Will noodle soup cutter? Yes, it will. I completely forgot the miles on that route. Oh yeah, it was like 1100, wasn't it? Yeah, I always massively forget that. Just checking the camera, make sure I haven't knocked it out. As far as I know, I didn't actually knock it throughout that whole time lapse. Also, is that going to be another 20 route? Why are there so many 20 routes here? Seems like I left all the 20 routes for me to do. That's either 20 or 19, that's kind of on the verge of it. Because the A320neo is a little bit faster, yeah, I don't always know now, because with the 737 I could kind of definitively say right, that's going to be 20 or 19. It was 19, that can stay at full price. As I said before, it could with Houston. Drinks, headset, will a magazine do it? Magazine, newspaper, yes it will. So let's just put on the noodle soup, like so. And open up that route. Open up the yes. Right, where else haven't I gone? Oh yeah, Mexico City. It's kind of really confusing. Also, is it Cancun? Yeah, Cancun's only at 300 now, which is kind of incredible. Oh yeah, where was the other place that went over 200? Can't remember. That was 1847, so that would be 14. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what the place was that went over, and I don't need that many slots. I'll have to look when I, in fact, I'll just, I'll set up the route and then I'll have a look. That can stay at full price as well. That'll need duty free because it's going to an international destination. Drinks, headsets, will magazine do it? Oh no, will blanket do it? Yes it will. Pretty sure I just hit the camera there, but oh well. Noodle soup won't do it. Why did you do that? Teriyaki salmon will. And open up that route. Right, where else is there? I want to just get these done quickly so I can do some stuff. Oh yeah, Bob's trying to find out what that place that went over. Was it Havana? No, I remember I checked that before. Oh yeah, it's Santiago de Cuba, which apparently is really high now. And it's also in the Dominican Republic, yeah. Did Freeport or anything like that do it? Oh no, they're just on the edge of doing it, but not quite. And in fact, let's go to Cancun. In fact, oh no, let's go to Seattle, because that's, believe that's higher. Oh no, it's got much higher business. So it's much, in this game it's a lot better. 2134, so that'll be 12 slots. We have 2 planes left, so I guess we can do this, and also Cancun as well. So we need 12 slots in there, like so. Request please. Put you in. That's a nice guess on 12. Don't need any price changes. Drinks, headsets. My elbow is scraping along my desk and it really hurts. Put kids gift in. That will need teriyaki salmon because that was way over 1,500 miles. And put that in like so. Right, last route then, Cancun, 1353, blah blah blah, whatever that was, it was 13, so that'll be 17. Oh, 16 anyway, oh well. Can never guess right. Oh yeah, that needs to go down in business, because Cancun doesn't have as high as it is in Pittsburgh. Come on, go up please. Can that go on there? No, it can't, so it'll go on 1075. Duty free, drinks, headsets, and kids gift. And then noodle soup. And I'll just get rid of that slot from Cancun, but that one in Pittsburgh can stay, because I'll eventually get back to doing these short haul routes, so it doesn't really matter about that one slot in there, but it will in Cancun, so I probably won't do another route from there for a while. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the routes that I went from. Oh, I don't even know. Don't know what the last route that I set up was. Oh yeah, I could just look from Monterrey. I can look from there roughly. I'm pretty sure I went to Honolulu from thingy, so if I can try and find that, that'd be good. There we go, those are probably the last ones that we did in at the end of last episode. So I set up routes from and replaced the aircraft from Chicago to Orlando, Charlotte, Houston to Washington, Monterrey to Las Vegas, Denver and Houston, Houston to Charlotte, Orlando and Las Vegas, Denver to Atlanta and San Francisco, New York to Phoenix and Las Vegas, Monterrey to San Diego, Orlando, Toronto, Miami and Kona, New York to Charlotte and Orlando, Monterrey to Mexico City, Dallas, Charlotte, Detroit and Philadelphia, Denver to Washington and Las Vegas, Monterrey to Hamilton, Los Angeles to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to Chicago, San Francisco to Philadelphia, Atlanta to Las Vegas, Pittsburgh to New York, Atlanta and Washington, Atlanta to Orlando and Miami, Pittsburgh to Phoenix, San Francisco, Monterrey to Seattle, Houston to Miami, Chicago to New York, Monterrey to Boston, Memphis and Pittsburgh, Los Angeles to New York, San Francisco to Honolulu. Oh yeah, the Los Angeles to New York ones, that was the second 737 that I was able to replace on those routes because they have 2 planes. Monterrey to Vancouver, Guadalajara, Cancun and Calgary. Los Angeles to Chicago, that was another one. Chicago to Miami, Pittsburgh to Toronto, Las Vegas, Charlotte, Denver, Orlando. Atlanta to Washington, New York to Philadelphia, Chicago to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh to Detroit, Boston and San Diego, New York to Miami, Atlanta to Detroit, Tucson to Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Honolulu, Kona, New York to Detroit, San Francisco to Orlando and Miami, Tucson to Phoenix and Atlanta, Phoenix to Orlando, San Francisco to Las Vegas, Tucson to Denver, Washington and Toronto, Phoenix to Honolulu, Denver to Philadelphia, and the ones that we just set up, which were Miami, Pittsburgh to Miami, Houston, Dallas, Mexico City, Seattle and Cancun. Right then, so that is the short-haul network done for the foreseeable future, because for the next few episodes I'm going to be doing long-haul routes. So they still have the freighter in production, but I'm pretty sure I've never used the A330-800neo. So it has 380 seats. In fact, what does the 787-8 have? Just for comparison. Already also has that, so it is, in fact, let me look at the range difference. That's a 737, you idiot. That one's got 8450. This one has got 9,000 miles. I thought it had less range, but apparently not. So it's got 380 seats, 9,000 miles of range, which should get us pretty much anywhere in the world that we want. Incredibly efficient, quite faster than the 737 anyway. So let's actually get the plane. For some reason in this game they actually model the engines for the 800 being different from the 900. If you can look there, they're kind of like more sort of like a circular shape. But on this one, they look like the Rolls-Royce Trent. Like the Trents that are on the 300 and 200. So I don't even know. Don't know why they've done that, but that's just what they've decided to do. I haven't actually used this before, as I said, so we will have to configure this. I'm not going to have any first class, because I want to have it like the Air UK group one, which I did. So because this is kind of like a budget type airline, well, not really budget, considering that it's a high price on all these routes, but because it's an airline like that, I'm not actually going to be putting any first class, because that will mean that I'll have to put in the, what is it called, the special lounge thing in all of the airports I go from, and that would just be really annoying. In fact, oh no, because I'm not going to do one from London. In fact, you know what, because then it'll be, I get more capacity, because with that, in fact, have I used this before? Oh no, I haven't. For some reason I thought I did. Yeah, right, that's how much do we actually get from this? So I have 52 inches on there, all of these things I have, and then on this as well, I will have 32 or 31. Let's have 32, because I don't want that high capacity, and this can be a bit more satisfaction for my passengers. You know what, I'm going to treat them. Have 53 inches. Don't know why I did that. In fact, wait. That actually makes no difference to passenger numbers somehow. Oh, because it gains an extra economy seat, but it loses a business class seat, so it's on average the same. I'm down with that, that's alright. So 297 passengers, they cost 225 million each, so we'll get at least 2. Cost 677 million to get 3, so we can only get 2. Right, let's actually have a look at how these look like. So, we've got on the 800. I wish it said the Neo part of it, but it doesn't. So there we are, that is going to be our long-haul aircraft of choice. Don't know about the A330neo in this game. It doesn't look exactly like the A330neo in real life. I don't know, I think the fuselage just looks wider in real life. In fact, I'm just going to have a look at the engines, because you know I said I wasn't going to colour the engines, because the A330's engines just look weird with that. Do I want blue or red? Let's have, I don't actually know. Blue, because it's kind of the same level as the bottom thing there. What does that actually look like? That looks absolutely horrible. I'm not going to have that. That's what I mean. I really hate it. I don't know why they have that. It's just incredibly annoying. Like, just, if you're going to have, like, coloured engines, make the entire engine coloured. Right, so we will have to go through the turns, oh yeah, in fact, we've got all of these planes to do, haven't we? You know what, I'm just going to replace all of these planes, just, well, yeah, 6 routes, we've got 480 things now. Yeah, I am just going to replace all of these instead of actually setting up routes with them, because I just want to be able to get all of these long-haul aircraft put in, and I've gone down the Pacific Ocean for some reason, and I've got decreasing satisfaction in Tucson. Everything's happening, oh god. I think next episode I will just go through the all of the airports and just get rid of all of the satisfaction on there. I saw that went off the airport and pinged off for some reason. Where do we go? Oh, not that far. Let's actually just replace all of these then. In fact, I'll cut back to you when I've actually finished this, because, yeah, time on the episode, just want to get this done. So from the sale of those planes, we can get quite a few A330neos then. In fact, can we get 3? Oh no, we just don't have enough. So we'll just get an extra 2 then. That should be plenty, and we'll get a little bit money spare. So of course we have to set this up in the worst month of the year, but oh well. In fact, we don't have any A320neos ordered at all, so yeah. That is all of those put in, so we will be doing our first long-haul routes. Now, the way that this is going to work, and I've got a bit low profit there, but oh well. The way that this is going to work is that I am not actually going to do the long-haul routes in the traditional way that I would have done them before. For example, the traditional way that I would have done them is I would go from New York, and then I would go to all of the cities in Europe. So I'd go to London, Amsterdam. Was that 6:30? Okay. Yeah, I'd go to Paris, Amsterdam, where else is there? Munich, Frankfurt, oh yeah, Rome, Athens. In fact, is London the top place in the world? Let's look at Hong Kong, please. Nope, that's not the site. Bangkok, nope. Not Singapore. What about Sydney? I doubt it. No, not Sydney. What about Shanghai? Oh, that's pretty high. Seoul, no. That's the wrong place. Tokyo, no. Beijing, no. Yeah, that I didn't even know that the place even hit 600. I thought the highest ones were like high 500. So London's the top place in the world. Good God. That is very, very high, yeah. So my point being is that I would do that. I would just go from New York to everywhere in Europe. What I am going to be doing with this is going from everywhere in the US to one place in Europe. So I'll be going from New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Washington, Philadelphia, Boston, all to London. And I'll essentially do a hub in London to the US, if you know what I mean. But they'll be going from the US to London. So what that means is that these long-haul routes, I can have loads and loads and loads of them. So as I said, this will be done from all of these cities in the US, and potentially all of the hubs that I do, which there's loads and loads of hubs now, but for a start I'll do just the most popular hubs, so like New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Chicago, whatever. I can do that to a city. That's just one city in one continent. I've literally just done Europe, then there's probably a couple of places in Africa as well, then there's Asia to do, there's probably places in South America I can do. This is going to be, yeah, a very, very big thing to do. So what I'm going to be doing is, just for this episode, I am going to be going to London, just because it's in the UK and it's apparently the top place in the world to go. It's 600, which I don't even think was possible. So we'll go from Los Angeles, considering that that's our base. We'll go from there and New York to start with. So this will be our first long-haul route then. Now I have done this many times, so I know that this is 8 slots usually, and if it's not, I'm going to kill it. And why is that over in the ocean? I don't actually remember. Oh yeah, it pinged off this, didn't it? Go back, please. Go back to the end of the runway. Also changed that now, so it actually gets the counters and not the cargo center, if you remember that happening before when I went to Cancun or wherever it was a few episodes ago. In fact, what I'm going to do is, like the hubs that I've been doing recently, I'm going to put a maintenance base in London, so we just have that there, with all the routes kind of going into that place there. So A330-800, 297 seats, 275 are economy and 222 are business with no first class, as I mentioned before. That was 6, but oh well. That will be full price. Not all of the routes are going to be like that, but I think I'll explain that once I've just set up this route. So, to be honest, I just don't really remember the how like the long haul routes like work in terms of slots, because I just haven't done it for absolutely ages. Do I need absolutely everything? Apparently I do. I'm just going to put noodle soup and the teriyaki salmon on, which apparently won't work, so we'll need beef stew to get that to 100%, and we'll put that route in. So what we'll do, just get rid of that slot in Los Angeles, but keep the one in London, because we don't actually need to get rid of it, considering we are going to be going from there. So I don't know if anybody else has done this, but this is definitely the first time that I've done this. This just seemed to be the most logical thing to do, considering that this is the, I've just gone to everywhere in the US. I might as well go from everywhere in the US to one specific destination, because I was like, I'm going to be setting up long haul routes. I'm going to have to start a base and then go everywhere, and I thought, well, wait, I'm going to have to go from all of my other bases around the US to these places, so why don't I just focus it in one place? Yeah, this route, I'm going to take a guess at being 9. It's normally 8, Los Angeles to Los Angeles, New York to London. And in fact, I said I was going to do 9. Oh well, I'll do 9 just for you. Also, the recording stopped a few minutes ago. I don't know if you noticed that. For some reason, my camera just went, no, not recording anymore. Just goodbye. I did not realise a tour would go up that far, but apparently that's what it does in this game, and I was right to go for 9, because the aircraft is slightly faster than I think it is. Full price again, as I said, we need duty free. I've just killed my elbow on the desk again. Yeah, drinks, headset, blanket, neck pillow, magazine, you, do I not need you? Nope. Do I need you? Nope, because you're not big enough, powerful enough, whatever. That will do. Noodle soup and teriyaki salmon will do, it's fine. And that will be our 2 first long-haul routes set up. I just want to watch the plane go past because it's big and it's fancy and it's new. So considering we've got a bit of money, we can order another 2 planes. How much is the 900? Yeah, just a few more passengers, but about 2,000 miles less range. I just get the 800 just because I would have gone for the 787 or something like that before. But yeah, just because I wanted to go for an all Airbus airline. Yeah, I decided to do something a little bit different because I've never used the A330-800neo before at all. So yeah, that will be the end of this. In fact, no, what we'll do is we will go through the turns and then we can set up the routes with the rest of these next episode. So if I just go through that, then we can just have a look to see how these are doing. Got 449 million. Which is really good. Hopefully by the next time lapse, these will allow us to get a bunch more money in, because these will make us about the same amount, like to begin with, as the routes which I have 2 planes on that are incredibly popular. So like New York to Los Angeles and stuff like that, and that's the 737 MAX 9. New York to London. In the real world, this is an incredibly popular route, so I imagine it's going to be now. We're already 45% full, which is very good. So yeah, in fact, business class is already full to the brim, look at that. And what have we got from Los Angeles as well? I went on London by accident and whoa! Why is it dropped down so much? That was at 630, now it's only at 618. I'm not going to complain, it's still over 600, but still. Now it's got 42%, which is kind of similar, but because it's also further away and it has less popularity, it's only 400 when New York's 500. I'll cut that some slack, but still, like, for the first turn, that's incredibly good. So, that'll be the end of this video here then. I have gone on for probably longer than I have ever done in any other episode, so I'm sorry about that. The fireworks are going again. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? They just whistled. I don't know if you can. But anyway, that'll be the end of this video here, because as I said, gone on for a very, very long time. So we will, next episode, what I'm going to do is I am literally just going to go from the kind of places which are over 300 and 400 to begin with. So I'll probably go from, like, I think the biggest place, the smallest place I'll go from is probably somewhere with 350 tour. So not Dallas and Houston, but I'll go from somewhere like Phoenix. And Las Vegas, and Denver, and San Francisco. So we've got loads of cities to link up to London. Then next we'll be doing Paris, and Frankfurt, then Amsterdam, then like Rome, Athens, Istanbul, Moscow, loads of places to do. But yeah, we will be doing that in the next episode. So yeah, probably will be going much slower than I have been doing with my other routes. In fact, I might go through 2 years for the next time lapse, just because I'm not going to be doing as many routes as I have been doing in the short haul network. But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't even know. Yes, you know what I mean. Anyway, as I said, so that'll be the end of this video here. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video if you decide to do that one as well. It's not in the middle. Go in the middle, please. I need space up there so I can write the Air Tycoon 4 thing for the thumbnail stuff. That's also getting very covered, because there's routes from Monterrey and Tucson and stuff. Yeah. Goodbye.